You don't have to share your screen. I forgot to do it in my first one. For those that are just jumping in, please ignore me. I'm soaked already for halfway doing 2 challenges and just encouraging some people. But it's been awesome to see the response here for the 1-Up challenge. The hope here is that you can, this can be an opportunity for you to be competitive with yourself, challenge one, see what happens when you have focused training that allows you to get better at a pretty short time turnaround. But I think you guys will be able to do it. I've told some other groups the body is built and has a response that's called adaptation to imposed demand. So what you impose on your body, it's a really awesome machine and engine that it'll respond to what you're doing. I think one of the clearest examples is if you look at an NFL kicker, the differences in a leg size and what it does with repeated training and motion, that the body knows and adapts to whatever we're trying to do. And so as you focus on these skills and have hyper-focused different programs that are going to work the muscle groups around it and that muscle specifically, I'm pretty confident that you guys will see a better score on the back end with the competitive energy that RV has. So we're going to jump right in with this one. And so I'm going to walk through some tips and tricks with the max plank hold. Make sure, hopefully you have a soft space. We're going to be on our elbows as we go to test. And then if you also have your phone, I'm going to have a timer and I'm going to set it up facing the screen so that you could see it. But in case you happen to go too long, I want to make sure you get the full score. So I'm going to put this right here. Make sure you guys can see this timer once we get started. So now let's talk plank. So a great movement that actually works a lot more than your core. And so it's actually a really strong midline exercise that's going to work hips, low back, obliques, and we're going to get a ton of recruitment as well as hip flexors. So I love the movement, but it's actually one of the most commonly with the most common exercises that I see done incorrectly. And so what my hope here is to kind of help educate you about the right way to do the plank and how you can optimize your mechanics to get more bang for your buck when you do it. Because I know we are testing a max time. And I know you want to get that max time, but my urge to you is how can you get that max time with the best form and best technique that allow you to then improve upon that and have a better result and better muscle recruitment across your body. So the plank itself, one of the biggest challenges that I see is what we've been talking about in some of our other groups, which is our midline. And so when we're in that position, I'm turning this way. If we don't recruit and we have that dip in our low back, when we recruit our midline, you're going to be able to hold that plank longer. And now it's going to start to deteriorate in the sense of you're going to be able to, your muscles are only going to be working one side and not able to recruit both. But if you can work on engaging your midline and really what's called a pelvic tilt, an anterior pelvic tilt, the plank is going to be more challenging. You're going to feel what's called that plank shake a little bit earlier, but you're going to recruit a ton more through your hip flexors, your glutes, your low back, and even down into your hamstring. So one of the most important things in this movement is the anterior pelvic tilt. It's really important in a lot of movements, but this one I think most importantly, which is, and as funny as it sounds, what it is if you can see me here, my low back bend is rolling those hips up and in. And so it's going to feel, you're going to literally feel glutes squeeze together. This is a funny example, but you want to feel like you're squeezing something together right in between your cheeks, which is really that biggest muscle group. And if you don't have glute activation during your plank, you're really not getting the full bang for your buck. And so what I ask you to do really quickly, even if you're sitting or standing, is just work on that anterior pelvic tilt, where you're literally, hips are often sitting back and down. You can see them, I'm going to roll them up and in, and immediately I feel my low core as well as my hips engaged. Now, as you translate that to the plank, elbows down here, relaxed, and I roll in, you can see how my back flattens just a hair, and I have a little bit more of a straight spine. One of the biggest keys there. Now, another key on mechanics here is just having soft shoulders, which is hard, and placing those elbows right under the shoulders. We don't want to be too heavy, leaning forward, head and shoulders up and out. We really want to stack at a 90-degree angle, that shoulder on top of your elbow, and then wrist out. I like to keep my hands away so I don't have any tension in my shoulders. And again, keeping that pelvic tilt. Immediately, when I go through that pelvic tilt, I can feel my core and glutes working more, which again, that's going to make this movement more challenging, but I truly think you're going to get more bang for your buck. Same thing, feet are almost pulling away, shoulders relaxed, light shoulders, light feet. So when I'm here, my feet are down and away, if you can see them, and they're just kind of sitting back. That way that I can maintain one straight line. And the straight line that I'm referring to is from the top of your skull down to that heel. And so you want to make sure you don't look like this or like this. And so you're working on that straight line. And now, that straight line has a slight descent, but it's moving straight as it goes down. So those are the few tips, the main one being that anterior pelvic tilt. If you've never done it and you try it here, it is going to be more challenging. I don't want you to be discouraged. If you had a longer plank, you recruit that glute and you have a little bit lower score, focus on that during your programming and focus on recruiting and moving that pelvic up and forward, and watch how you feel better through your hips, better through your hip flexors, as well as your core. So, without further ado, we're going to do a quick warm-up. Try to get our glutes firing because we're going to use them, getting our core firing, and getting our shoulders active just a little bit because we do use them, and those will burn out in this movement. And then we're going to do it. We're going to jump in. We're going to get more time in this one. If everyone is done, I'll try to answer a question or two about the program. If you're still rolling, if you think you're going more than 5-10 minutes, have a phone handy so that you can track it. So let's get a warm up. Let's start out right in an actual hand push-up plank position. And we're going to start with a plank shoulder tap to get that shoulder and core firing. So just follow me. It's only going to be a few movements. I'm already kind of moving. I want to make sure you guys get loose. So let's focus even in this push-up position. See from the side. Look at that anterior pelvic tilt. Pull it in, and you should feel your glutes firing. Let's get some plank shoulder taps, just 6 on each side. Right arm to left shoulder, left arm to right shoulder. Just slowly moving through here. Just get 6. Awesome. Let's pop right down to child's pose. So I want you to open up your low back, send those hips away. Reach your hands out. Feel that low back stretch. Now I want you to come back up to tabletop, which is right here. Then we're going to go right back down into that child's pose. Back up to tabletop one more time. Back down. Let's pop over. Let's get our glutes firing. Again, we use them more here than you think. So we're going to go with the glute bridge, heels on the ground, toes off the ground. Just drive up. Squeeze at the top for 1 second. Release. We're going to need them here to get a great plank. Let's get 6 glute bridges. Once you get done, let's pop over. We're going to go right into that plank. Now, we're only going to go 5 seconds, but I want you to focus on rolling that pelvic in so you get a feel for it before we get started. So, elbows here, knees down, pop those feet back, tuck that stomach up and in, and go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, release. Breathe in. We're going to go 2 more just like that. We're just getting warm, just getting used to that movement. And back down. And go. Roll that pelvic up and in. Neck is relaxed. 3, 4, 5. Recover. 1 more. And go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last one. Now, this is an interesting movement that requires your focus. And so last part of our warm-up, we're just going to go through some nose to mouth breathing. We'll grab some space, whatever you need, some music, your phone. I'll have a timer if you're going to go long, but follow me. Here we go. Breathe in through your nose on a 3 count. Breathe out on a 2 count. Let's go again. 2 more. One more. Sexy, get one more. Lean that half kneeling, right leg forward, and just get a little bit of a lean back. Now, that breathing, important as you move through this. I find it very helpful that as you start to feel some shake and challenge in your body and go through that resistance, find your breathing. Switch legs, that kneeling posture, and just lean back a little bit. Open up your core and your torso. RV, it's test time. Let's get ready to roll. We'll go in about 30 seconds. Find your spot. Get your phone. If you think you're going to go longer than right at 8 minutes, make sure you have a timer. I'll have to kick off and head to our next challenge. But I have a timer right here because you guys will end at certain times. So I'm going to zoom it into this camera so that you can see it whenever you get to that stop position. So let's get ready to rock. Let's get better. Let's start that assessment and we'll start our program. If you want to, everyone here, if you get to a point of you're done and you add a thumbs up, and that maybe a minute ago I had a thought or two on the program that I might can help. So here we go. Find your position, midline stability, roll that pelvic under. Let's get better. Here we go. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Clock started. Oh, yeah. Assessment time. I'm going to scoot this in. Your clock is rolling. I'm going to keep you up to date as we hit markers, even as early as 20 seconds. Come on. Hold strong. 20 down. No matter what, when you get done, you're going to slack me your score. No matter what it is, we're going to get better. This is an individual challenge to improve yourself. We're over half a minute. Come on, come on. Focus on that breathing. Lighten your shoulders. Keep that core engaged. If it's that first time really rolling your pelvic under, you're going to get a ton more activation from your core. It's going to be a lot more, like I said, bang for your buck in this movement. You're almost 50 seconds down. A minute plank is awesome if you're still rolling. Keep going, keep going. This is all you. Max plank hold. We got a minute down. A minute down. Find your breathing. Clock's right here if you need it. Come on, RV. Hopefully somebody's got some music cranking. Minute 20. Minute 20. If you're still going, awesome. If you're dropped, it's still awesome. Really focusing on mechanics. Trying to do the best plank you can, and we're going to focus on 21 days to get better at that best plank. We're over a minute and a half. Relax those shoulders. This is when you really start to feel some tension in certain areas. Can you add breath to those areas? Try to think about breathing to your shoulders, breathing to your knees. You guys are awesome. Awesome. We got 2 minutes down, 2 minutes down. Come on. I'm going to hang with you guys for another 4 minutes if somebody's still going. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Timer's on my screen if you need it. Come on. Come on. Come on. We're over 220. We're over 220. Keep it up. Keep it up. Hold that plank. Awesome job. Seeing some awesome scores roll in. 230. A little bit of a burn right here. I like it. I like it. I like it. Come on. Come on. 245. Challenging yourself. Nothing better. Nothing better than seeing how the body responds to a challenge. I think you guys are going to crush it. We're coming up on 3 minutes. Come on. Come on. Still got scores rolling in. Awesome. Awesome. See this clock if you need it so you can get an exact time. 3:07. Wow. Some great scores. Great scores. 3:15. I'm going to hang with it for another 2 minutes. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Keep it up, keep it up, keep it up. 3:30. Keep holding. Can you keep that pelvic locked in here? Can you keep your whole midline one straight line from your head down to your heel? Coming up on 4 minutes. I'm not sure I want to plank that long. Whew. Great work. Come on. Again, I'm going to hang for another, I'm going to hang till right at 5:30. And then I'll try to answer a question or two before I jump into our next challenge. But we're over 4 minutes. Over 4 minutes. Come on, come on, come on. Stay strong, stay strong. If you're going past 5:30, hope you got a timer, or try to grab your phone when this 5:30 hits and then keep it going and add it on. So I'm going to hang here for 1 more minute. We're at 4:30. I think we might have maybe 1 or 2 more going. I'm not sure. We got a ton of slacks coming through. I think I currently have 83 unread slacks. So this is a fun day. Get to go through them and see everybody's time. I'm pumped. 45 more seconds here till 5:30. And I'll try to quickly just show that program. So if you are here and you're still going, when you think about this program, any questions you might have, any thoughts or modifications you might need, I'm just a slack away. So you'll start to see we're going to build our base as we start to work on this plank. The programming should be relative to your score. We got 5:10 right here. So I'm going to share my screen for those that are here and you see your program. Walk through this. I'm going to have some videos that answer questions, 10 seconds till 5:30 if you are still going. But, you know, each day is going to have a goal. But what you're going to need to know is your time that you just submitted to 5:30. If you're still going, add your own clock. I want you guys that are still here to check it out. So, you know, like a plank endurance day, you're going to do 75% of that time twice. And then you're going to go through 100 plank shoulder taps. So that's really working on building that endurance. And those, we have 2 heavy days that are doing that. And then we have a lot of days that are working on support strength. So like I mentioned, if you're getting that proper recruitment through your hips and your core, you're going to need to work on obliques, hip flexors, glutes, even down to hamstrings. And some of these exercises are going to do that. And so that's our focus here. But what I want you to urge you is, and I'll drop this recording again, go back and work on that mechanic as you're really working on that midline stabilization and really working to optimize the form that you're working for with your plank. I don't want you to think that just the longest time is the best time. Let's get the best time and make that best time better with the right mechanics. So again, just a slack away for any questions. I'm going to add some videos of some of these, like obviously like an HK side body opener isn't self-explanatory. That's a half kneeling side body. So I'll show a video of that and you'll have a link to a channel that'll be able to kind of understand any of these as you go day by day. Let's stay committed to it, RV. Let's get after it. I'm pumped you guys join this. Again, let me know how I can help. You guys have an awesome day. I'm jumping into 1 mile challenge next.